Hello, everybody. Apologize for the little late entry. We were trying to get all stuff set up on our side. Welcome to 5WC, our second quarterfinals match of the weekend. Chile versus Malaysia. We had a banger of a match earlier today. Japan versus Kazakhstan went to tiebreaker. So hopefully we can have another good match like that on our hands today with a winner's bracket side, I believe. I actually don't know if this is a winner's bracket, guys. I really hope it is. Anyway, we have our Protects already online, Nomatu DT2. Both teams relatively tapping-oriented players, no real surprises there. But maybe something a little interesting is Hard Rock 1 banned from Chile. But the other three bands, Hard Rock 3, Fremod 1, Hidden 2, all more on the gimmickier side. Hard Rock 1 is just straight aim, but it is a little more on the awkward side with a Tyler the Creator English hip-hop map. Hidden 2 is your normal Hidden 2. It is the custom, which means it's a little more dense, a little more reading focused than anything else. And then Fremod 1 is probably one of the more divisive maps in this pool, with it being tech speed. Definitely a map that I will be very surprised if it gets left up often this weekend. And then Hard Rock 3, I've seen a lot of player feedback on this thing. It's very, very hard to be consistent on, even though it is just alternating Hard Rock. And I believe we are going into Nomad 1 as our first pick. We have Poppin' Party Cherry Bomb. This is a very interesting map, just because it is very, very polarizing in its skill sets. It is aim, it is long. There is not a lot going on outside of that. Not to say that the map is boring or the map is bad. We definitely have seen some aim-oriented teams. And considering Chile banned Hard Rock 1, Malaysia going into an aim pick straight away, kind of trying to test those waters straight off of the match to see, hey, can we just pick aim into you guys? Because there are some other maps they can go pick, like a DT1, if this Nomad 1 works out well for them. I hope you guys are having a good day. I had a pretty decent day, all things considered. I got a nap in today. That's always a good sign when you can get a nap in. And this pool is very interesting as we kind of filter players into the lobby. I could talk a little bit about it. We do have some bangers like Basar GT4 that has been left open. Maybe we can see something like that today. But I feel like most of the maps left are actually rather very familiar maps for a lot of players. They're just straight up bangers. Like this map, even you can say what you want about the map or the song. It's a vibe, you know. I think it's a vibe. Having some little capsons getting thrown out. I believe we are going to get into our map shortly. The Strappin' team, we are here for the long haul. I believe if we have, we will have no swap-ins. We'll have Lasse, Sifs, Nevs, and Paxi on the Chilean side, and Bleth, Staro, Floth, and Vendi Service on Malaysia. The name of the game of this map will be its consistency. You can already see it is very modern in just everything about it. We'll see if these players are up for the snuff to stay consistent and stay focused across this long, grueling map. We already see people like Vendi Service and Paxi trading misses. Not going to matter in the grand scheme of everything. Just trying to like shake off those nerves. I know the first point of a match is always a little bit more stressful than any of the others, in my opinion. You're just trying to like get into the groove of the map, but it seems like Vendi Service not really able to. Daru, his teammate, will go down with him, give the combo lead a little bit on the side of Chile to start this match off. Not only does Chile have a humble lead, they also have pretty demanding accuracies. Just feeling off at the beginning of the map, you can kind of tell what players' general accuracies are going to be on a map like this right off the bat. Because usually, if your UR tapping isn't that good, you will have just generally lower accuracy, especially on these really easy patterns. We won't see anything to control take out any sort of accuracies here today. We did see Paxi miss on that build-up, giving the combo a little bit back into Malaysia's favor. They still are holding 3 demanding combos, and Medi Service is actually getting their combo back from their early miss. And it will inch over to Malaysia, but it is going down slowly but surely. And that miss from Bendy Service will basically bring Chile back into the driver's seat here. These build-up streams catching off. Bendy again, and Floth will go down his teammate with him. There goes a lot of combo on the side of Malaysia. Floth was one of the FCs on Malaysia. Now there's only 1 FC, 1 high combo versus 3 FCs on the side of Chile. Chile just looking very, very strong on this kind of map right now. The build-up stream not taking out any of our players, but the jumps before will take out Pax and Bendy again. Oh, but Nevs goes down. So just like that, combo about the same again. But Chile has already banked a good amount of combo, 150k in fact. And Daro will miss on nothing. I didn't even see what he could have missed on there. Unfortunate for the Malaysian side, but that was the second biggest combo on that team. And now Bleths is the sole man standing against the powerhouse that is Sifs and Lasse. We've talked a lot about these 2 players coming in this tournament. What are they expected to do? Lasse coming back and showing basically no rust, especially on mechanics-focused maps like these, actually shredding. And everyone will miss around them, but them too, as along with Bleths, will stay strong. The 2 FCs will beat 1 FC every day of the week, and 300k built up at this point in the map. It basically requires Sifs and Lasse to miss, but we did see Sifs miss, but Bleth will trade that. And that will all but solidify the point for Chile. And Lasse just showing why they had the 2021 badge in the first place, coming back for another run 3 years later. They will choke. What a sad sight, but still a good score from one of the Chilean powerhouses will bring his team across the line for this first breakpoint of this match. Unfortunate to see. Sometimes you think that mod slots like the Snowmod 1 feels RNG. Sometimes feels like you might just miss one way or miss another way, and then you're capping your score. That did not feel like the case this time. There was 2 very definitive, great scores on Chile and only really 1 on Malaysia to back that up. But it's okay. The match is still very early for Malaysia. That might have just been one of their poke picks. See if they can really abuse aim out of that Hard Rock 1 ban from Chile, but showing that maybe they can't. Maybe it's a little bit harder and a little bit more gray area than something like that. Now it is Chile's pick, and it's always one of those things you talk about if you're if you're playing in this format that has protects. Do you play your protect right now to solidify your breakpoint? And we've been seeing a lot of early protect picks here, which makes a lot of sense. You want to be able to pick that to keep your momentum going, and this is one of the times where momentum is definitely on your side after a break point, especially to start off the match like that. The CT2 straight bet by Myth and ROID. You might look at this song or this background song in tandem and think, this sounds like it could be a Nomad one, but this map has been crafted very specifically to be a speed check. There is a lot of bursts in here. There is a lot of bursts that kind of start on ticks that you might not really anticipate. It is pretty straightforward for a speed map, all that considered, but it still has a very, very good test of the tapping capabilities of both these teams. And considering this is Chile's Protect, I believe they are very, very confident on a map like this to have a 4-man roster to play this kind of map. You see some new faces going into this lobby. Milo Penguin was in here for a second. Oh, sorry, they are a Malaysian player. They will go over to where they believe to be belonged. We see Duo X coming in from Malaysia, another very seasoned tournament player, especially for Malaysia in 5-digit World Cups. And I believe Yumta and Nevs coming in for Chile, not playing that Nomad 1. Which makes sense. I believe Lasse and Sifs will be on for most, if not all, maps in this particular matchup. Yeah, I'm very interested to see how these teams go against each other for this map in specific. I know Chile protected this, so it's very, very likely that they will have a big, big advantage in a map like this. But if you look at some older map stats for like qualifiers and for past rounds, we do see not a huge gap between these two teams on ability to play these kind of maps. Oh, Milo Penguin is not playing. What's going on, buddy? Oh, that's unfortunate. Maybe this is abortable. I don't know. We will see. It was boardable. For those that are confused, a team can opt to ask for an abort if the map has just started and they are having some technical difficulties. And that's what happened here. Milo Penguin obviously having some troubles there. Trying to get that sorted out before we actually started so we can have a true 4v4. That always sucks, especially on a map like this where your accuracy can be so important for you to already start with like 20-30 misses. To tank your accuracy does not feel good. So we're going right back into this match. Right back into this point. Hopefully no other shenanigans coming on. So I believe the eyes to watch out for this map are obviously Lasse and Sifs for Chile. But I believe Milo Penguin is Malaysia's DT specialist along with Duo X. So those 4 players definitely the people to watch on this kind of map. I apologize for cursing Milo Penguin, who is had one little miss to start the map. Nothing too bad in the grand scheme of things. That was only 50 combo in. But you can already see the amount of bursts can definitely catch players off. You can see that in the accuracy reflections. Vendu Service being able to hold this, but the accuracy will cap his score significantly if he cannot bring that FC out. We do see Bleth being the first one to take a real impactful miss here, and that is not good for Malaysia. For what it looks like a very strong performance for all 7 other players in this lobby. But one of the great things about this map is it does not let up with its burst sections. So we'll see if these players can hold and hold water towards any of the stamina requirements that come with this map. We see that little weirder stream pattern catch off Bleth and Lassie. That is a 1-to-1 trade, but it will actually benefit Malaysia a little bit considering Bleth already missed. But Chile just holding a significant accuracy advantage over Malaysia. We see 90-91 on Malaysia FCs versus 93-94. But this solo section will take Sifs. I thought it took Yunta too, but that was a Bancho miss. But Duo X will trade it, and Vindy Service will finally miss. And that will cap his score significantly. 2/3 of the way through, and I believe we are looking at Chile in the driver's seat. We need one, if not both, FCs to miss. It is only Milo Penguin who did miss about 50 combo win to start this match to even hold a candle to Nevs and Yunta. And everyone looking pretty comfortable going into this end section, which means that Chile will just start to run away with it. We are already at 700k, which means we're basically over. The DT score scaling really taking effect into the last quarter of the map will make your score skyrocket. And Milo Penguin will miss to add insult to injury. Yunta will trade that, but Nevs is in a world on their own right now with the 1 million score FC. Very, very solid play from them. And not only them, but the whole Chilean team. We have a one slider break play from Sifs, who just slider broke at the start of the solo section. Lasse missing once, and Yunta missing once, showing a very, very dominant reason why they protected this particular map against Malaysia. Now it's Malaysia's pick. They could shrug that one off, knowing that that was Chileans protect, knowing that it was going to be an uphill battle for that point in specific, but not for particularly this match. They still have they protect. I do see a lot of protects into protect picks, just so we can maybe swing that momentum back into Malaysia's favor with a very, very strong pick. But I don't know, if I'm Malaysia, maybe I'm thinking about if it's feasible to test Chile against more of these gimmickier slots. Like, No Mod 4 is a lot of just slider, puke slider garbage is what some people say. It's a lot of fast sliders, a lot of weird sliders. Stuff like Hidden 3 and No Mod 3 are very, like, you know, aim control focused, trying to find a hole in the Chilean defense somewhere. It looks like they are going to go into their protect, maybe trying to say, okay, you picked your protect. If we pick our protect and we win, we can establish at least a little bit of a foothold into this match. And I don't blame them one bit, because after you see a 3-0, it feels very different than being like 2-0 down, right? Especially if you get break pointed twice in a row to start the match. So saying, we want to play it safe, go into our protect. We feel confident on this map. 403 Southern Cross. It is the stream map. It is, I've seen people joke that it is the stream practice map, but this map is very 1/4 forward, very flow aim forward. And there's a little bit of spice in there. There's a little bit of 1/3 sprinkled in there just to keep you on your toes. But definitely a map that we can see very, very high team scores on, which is maybe what Malaysia is hoping for. They have 4 stream players, slot them in, let them cook, you know. That could be the idea behind this. You know, not to slack Chile at all, though. They are a pretty decent No Mod 2 team, all things considered. They did not score the seed of 8 for no reason. They're able to play these kind of maps. But there might be a lot of burden put on their main carries for this particular kind of map. We actually see Sifs coming out for the first time all match. I did see he was a TapX player, so that might make a little bit of sense. TapX players having a harder time on maps like these than just in general other maps. Good Luck Have Fun's coming out. We see, I believe, the same exact lineup for Malaysia from the D2 map, DT2, Blitz, Vendi Service, Milo Penguin, Duo X, versus the Chilean side, Lasse, Deke, Akemi, and Paxi. I believe this is Akemi's first match, or first point of the match, and Pax coming in after the DT2 taking a break there. And this map takes no time getting into it. We already see our flow patterns are a little bit more streamy stamina patterns. Even at 190, you might have a little bit of trouble staminaing this. We see Decay and Paxi being the first misses, traded out by Milo Penguin, who has been chain missing ever since. Kind of... I had a brain fart. Anyway, we are in the ult pattern that I talked about earlier. Not looking like it is getting any players except for Milo and, excuse me, Duo X at the very, very end. That is such a heartbreak to miss at a spot like that. And Bendy Service, another Malaysian, breaking as well. And just like that, Malaysia, who actually had a little bit of a lead there and at the very, very early stages of this map, are now just 1 FC to 2, almost 3. The K missing will make it 1v2 again. But Chile very, very squarely in this lead still. All eyes are on Bleth, who is the only Malaysian not in this spot for the first time this match. Was in a similar, very, very similar spot in Nomad 1, where he was going up against 2 Titans of Chile, hoping that he can hold long enough for one of them to break, and one of them will. Lasse will. We are back down to a 1v1 with only 80k. We got to look at some supporting combos here on the Malaysian side. I believe they do have some very good supporting combos across the board. It's not like Chile doesn't have any either. They have very, very slight as well, but I believe Malaysia has a little bit more coming into this final section with 500 from Bendy and Milo, but Milo missing immediately does not make him good. And Bleth will miss. It means that Kemi will hold down the fort for Chile. And Bendy holding actually very, very good combo with the accuracy, but with only 700 in this amount of map left, we'll have to see a Kemi miss immediately, and they did. But Pax Decay now, the people in Chile to look at. They are the one holding down the fort at this point. 200k is still surmountable, especially if Decay and Paxi miss, but we need to see that happening very, very soon. It can happen. We do see some supporting combos from Malaysia actually helping it come back in that area. Lasse chain missing will basically cap that score. Will there be enough time? I believe there will not. Even a Kemi missing there. 130k from this point. We need to see some chain misses from the 2 Chileans with combo right now. And they will not. Everyone missing on that jump scare pattern at the very, very end of the map. But everyone from Chile held down the fort enough at times. I basically said every name in that Chilean roster for a carry spot at some point in this match. At some point in this point, excuse me. And everyone kind of did their work here. We see 600k, 500k, 500k, 500k. And Malaysia did play this map very, very well. It was very, very solid as well. Just not able to have that 4th player be a little bit better, or have just one person hold combo a little bit longer could maybe swing that map back in Malaysia's favor. But alas, Chile taking the second break point. We're looking at a very, very dominant spot here. They can basically go and poke the bear a little bit and just pick whatever their heart desires and see what's going on here. It seems like we are picking Nomad 3 Study Me. He's Zutomayo map finally shows its appearance in a 5WC pool. And it's a banger, I gotta tell you what. I'm a Zutomayo enjoyer, personally. I know a lot of very, very seasoned tournament players don't really like Zutomayo. Or there's one other artist in this Nomad 3 slot. It feels very, very stale sometimes. But we've held ourselves out a little bit. Feeling to pull the trigger on this pool. The name of the game for this map specifically is it's Snappier Patterns. So when I say Snappier Patterns, it's more like, you saw a lot of flow aim control on that last map, that Nomad 2. This is more, we have a lower BPM pattern, but it requires very, very awkward movement of the mouse. And that across a 4-minute 30 map gets very, very stressful and very, very hard to control sometimes. Really warrants your full control of your cursor and your full control on your mental to be able to stay locked in for a map like this. Personally, I'm a mouse player, so I think of the mouse drift associated with this too, but I understand that a lot of players in this button not necessarily needed to worry about that, Looks like we have Daro coming in for, I believe, I've already forgotten your name, I'm so sorry. Vendi, that's who you were. Daro coming in for Vendi. Decay, Sif's back in the lobby. I believe this is a full team swap from Chile besides Lasse, I believe. Fresh new faces. Oh no, we see Yumtalk coming in for Decay at the last second. The Look Half Fun's coming out, so I believe we are getting into this map very, very shortly. I'm excited to see how a map like this can go on. Because of the length and because of the map type, you can find very, very frequently single carry performances, and you don't see that a lot at points like this in the map, or in like map pools where we're in semifinals quarterfinals, and usually those still go towards very well-rounded teams, not necessarily the carry players. I think we're having a little bit of trouble getting into this map. We are maybe looking at the board here. Yumta not playing, Lasse not playing. Some players not being able to load in. I believe Chile's fourth may be having a little bit of a problem trying to get in. Sif's crashed. I see. Oh. Unlucky, We usually don't see an abort, let alone two, in tournament matches like this. But, stuff happens. Alrighty. Oh, we are back on it. We will not be aborting anytime soon. We're just here to play Osu, guys. Looks like initial struggles for Milo Penguin and Nevs on the accuracy department. Lassie will be the first to have an impactful break, though. I say impactful, like 100 combo is super impactful, but on a map like this where you might be fighting for every little last bit of combo, where we will see a lot of breaks, you never know. We see Yumta getting caught out by one of those slower sections. There is no pattern in this map that is safe. We have seen. Those two breaks will give Malaysia a little bit of score. We don't see the tick moving very, very fast over because this map is so long, and Milo Penguin will flash that back towards Chilean's favor. But it will go slower than you expected to. This map is incredibly long and has a lot of combo, and Milo breaking again won't add a lot to the Chilean lead, but Sif's missing will most definitely take away from it. Malaysia in the driver's seat yet again. Duo X missing, having a little bit of a factor to that. Chile will actually go back in the lead from that. We see two very strong FCs from Malaysia's side versus very strong FCs from Nevs and a basically FC from Lasse. And even Yumta and Civs have a little bit more of supporting combo than the other supporting combo sides from Malaysia, who seem to can't really find a foothold in this map, especially Milo Penguin. Wait, I blinked and Daro missed on nothing. This is just that kind of map. You see Milo also missing on basically nothing. I say nothing, but every pattern of this map is very, very awkward and therefore pretty hard. That is a disaster if you're Team Malaysia, because you see one of your stronger FCs gone and nothing is there to back up Lasse right now. And as we build up into this midsection Ki, building the tension, we are just seeing Bless in this situation most of the match against Lasse +1, trying to figure out if he can get a foothold. We're just at this point hoping that he can be that solo carry I was talking about earlier, but we're 60% through the map and we see two FCs on Chile. That might just be enough straight up. We see Yumta not missing at all either. Yumta Sifs, that supporting combo is looking crazy for Chile, while Duo X and Milo Penguin is not really able to, again, get a foothold here on this map. And Lasse will miss, finally. The 1FC, the 1FC still holds strong, but supporting combo is still very, very much in favor of Chile. Yumta missing will bring that down a little bit, but Sifs is still 4-digit combo, and there is just no supporting combo on the side of Malaysia. Nevs misses on nothing. We actually have Bleth, but I don't think it'll be enough. He still has about 300k of score he can get straight up, but that still gets his team at a 300 or like a 100k deficit. And Sifs with a 4-digit combo means that he's going to bank some score too. Unfortunately, even with this Bleth's great performance, I don't think it'll be enough to bring his team across. Honestly, yeah, actually, the score not even really budging over to Malaysia's favor, unfortunately. Even with Bleth's getting, you know, the 1 mil team score. Or 1 mil score for his team, excuse me. And he won't even FC it. That's unfortunate, sad, whatever you want to call it. I call it another point for Chile. Just showing crazy team depth at a pool stage like this. Getting 500k on your 4th man roster is about what you want to expect from a team that is gunning to win it all. Not necessarily on this pool, but definitely on pools later. We will see a lot of drop off in 3rd and 4th players, and seeing that Chile can still put up, you know, 4-digit max combos across all 4 of their players. It is looking very, very strong, very, very good if you're a Chilean supporter right now. But the silver lining is that was their pick. Malaysia still has one, if not more, picks to prove that they deserve to be here. They deserve to fight for their spot in semifinal winner's side. I don't know what they're gonna pick, but I feel like it has to be some gimmicky. It needs to be something way off the wall, something we haven't seen this match yet. We have seen aim consistency, we've seen ult consistency, we've seen speed, we've seen streams. We have not seen any sort of gimmick yet. I really hope that we at least test the waters here. But who knows? There might just be a pocket pick that Malaysia has been sitting on, waiting to pull the trigger. Nomad 5 might as well be that map. It is the reading map of the Nomad pool. It has overlaps. It's low AR. It has a lot of funky stuff in it. Another one of the maps in this pool that I feel like you could definitely put up a solid score and make up for a really bad score on your team. You can definitely see some solo carry performances on a map like this. We see some lobby shakeups coming in. Notably, Lasse, the first coming out for the first point of this match. That was the first I was trying to find in that sentence. Which understandably not a reading player. I get it. We see Sif's Paxe, Decay, and Yumton Chile versus Bleth's Floth, Milo Penguin, and Duo X on the Malaysian side. Very interesting to see how our reading players come in. I believe we don't have any sort of crazy reading specialists on either of these teams. So that or they can play other things. They're not actually a reading specialist. They're just good at reading. We see Paxa Yunta, the first one's breaking, traded out by Milo Penguin. And Floth very, very early. Bless will have an actual impactfulness, though. These patterns are just so brutal sometimes. The overlaps just everywhere. And you can see that with some chain misses on players like Sif's, Bless, Milo Penguin. Really only Decay, Floth in this lobby actually able to hold any sort of combo. And both, now I don't want to say both, most of this lobby just not really able to act this at all either. We see Sif's at 96 and Yumta at 94.4. And those are the two of the highest accuracies in this lobby. Because of that, Chile will have a little bit of a score lead, but it won't be nearly as much as what you would expect. We see this little flowier Ki not really catching off anyone just yet, but it will take Duo X and Milo Penguin and Paxi and Sif's half the lobby. Combo's gone, but it isn't any of the crazy ones. Floth, Yumta holding quite nicely. Decay missed somewhere I just didn't even see, but Yumta will be the first to miss. Basically a team-wide combo reset on Chile's side, but we still see the man standing Floth, and he will miss. I apologize. This whole lobby breaking like crazy. Just as you think Malaysia has a chance to bring it back towards their direction, stuff starts to fall apart, and that's just the worst feeling in the world. But now you can think about it. We're halfway through. This is basically, a 2-minute map now. Okay, we're down 90k, but that's still, we just have to win by 90k or more. We're chilling. The misses for Milo Penguin will not help that out a little bit, but it's only marginally. We see a lot of score banked into players like Bless, on the Malaysian side who has a really nice accuracy for the lobby. But he does have to play against the other act player on Chile, Sifs, with a 4 in a combo and 96 act. Going into the more dense slider section, we'll first take out the K, but then we'll take off Floth and Milo Penguin, and that Floth break is very, very impactful. It will be traded out by Yumta and Sifs, the whole lobby gone. Duo X has a little bit of a window, but at this point in the match, we might have to see more than one player form a little bit of an opening for Malaysia to get back from this 150k deficit. There is a little bit of free combo here. This is not as dense as some of the other sections. It is still missable for sure. But this will bank a decent amount of score in for Malaysia if they can hold it, but half their team will miss. And that will not be good. Chile, no one missing until the K right just now. Being able to hold off the Malaysian surge at the very end of this map. And Bleth missing as well. Not being that good for Malaysia. Duo X going off 600 combo could bank a little bit of score, but I believe it is a little bit too late. Unfortunately, that bar is going down. We are in this outro, and there is just no supporting combos on the side for Malaysia. It is going down, but wait, is there time? We have a little bit of circles left. 50k going down. Unfortunately, no. It will sit and it'll stay at 50k. Valiant effort from Team Malaysia, but just a little, just in team-wide performance, just a little bit worse than Chile. Chile just got maybe 20, 30, 40k per player above them, just across the board. And we are seeing an instant pick DT3. This is our higher AR pick, AR 10.3. So you know you have to be a DT player to really feel comfortable on this. Apart from that, the map is decently simple. There is a lot of triples, 5-note bursts, a little bit of flow aim. This is basically an alt map slapped with DT on it. But it's a 4-star alt map, so how hard can a 4-star alt map really be even with DT? But alas, there still is a mix of skill sets that you need to be able to be comfortable on, and all that on top of AR 10.3 can be a little bit hard for some of these players. I feel like in the Year of Our Lord 2024, 10.3 is a pretty common skill set even in this range, but it is still not guaranteed, right? You definitely find players that might be even good at speed or good at aim control, like these slots might be in other rounds, but unfortunately cannot read AR 10.3, so they just can't play these maps. I'm interested to see if any of these players are like that here. I doubt it. I believe that most of the players in here will at least be practiced enough on this map to overcome the 10.3. Or just be straight up very comfortable on the 10.3. But that's an aspect of this map we have to think about going into it. Good luck, have fun's coming out. We see a very, very similar roster than for both teams that we had on DT2. I believe Daro coming in for Vendi, I believe, from the DT2 roster. In Chile, we'll have Paxi. Oh no, Blase's there. So yeah, I believe this is the same DT2 roster. And hopefully we can get all of our clients in here. Bancho's having a time, like always. It's not Knows Who Turn In if we don't talk about Bancho a little bit. We are going straight in. You can see this is a little more hectic than many of our other maps in this pool, but this is actually pretty digestible if you're a player. It just looks very in your face sometimes. We do see Sifs and Duo X being the first pair that will miss. Meaning that Malaysia will have its first very definitive lead of the match here at around 50k. And you already are a quarter of the way through this map. The map is quite short. It's not, TV size short, but it's getting close to that threshold. Through the finger control and the square jumps, no one really missing. We do see a little bit of a comfort gap. Paxi with a 92% FC at the moment. He's still FCing, so hey, and accuracy actually climbing after I said that. But showing a little bit of an act lead for Malaysia. Because of that, Daro missing, not great. We will see a combo lead, which will basically flip the score immediately to Chile. But Akemi and Lasse double missing on the slower breakdown section. The miss from Daro will trade one of those, but will not trade both of those. So combo back into Malaysia, and we are back in basically flipping 50k back and forth, And Paxi missing 2. That is a full team reset on Chile's side. And we still have 2 FCs. Milo Penguin Bless trying to get it across the finish line to get Malaysia to not get swept in our winner's bracket side here. Very, very strong supporting combo coming from Duo X as well. And there's just nothing on the Chilean side. This is exactly what Malaysia wanted, and this is a very demanding BT3 score from Malaysia. 600k, 800k, 800k. We are still climbing, by the way. 2 FCs. Absolutely shredding through this more finger control section. AR 10.3. Milo Penguin will go down. Will get traded across the board. And Bless will unfortunately choke. But nonetheless, basically 1 mil scores from both him and Milo Penguin. And the 800k S rank from Duo X will prove to be a very, very demanding score for Malaysia. Malaysia telling Chile, we aren't the pushovers you thought we were. We can still stay here. We just breakpointed you. Now it's time for us to shine. This is very, very big. Malaysia has a hole. We'll see if they can capitalize on that hole. Unfortunately for them, I don't really know if there is a map like DT3 that they can go back into. DT4 might seem comforting. It is similar BPM, similar finger control stuff, but it is Basar is a different beast than that map. It is lower AR, more approachable that way, more reading focused. I don't know, it's very interesting. It seems like a very toss-up maps so far left in this pool. You will see DT1 come out, maybe looking at, okay, our 3 DT players feeling pretty consistent, feeling pretty good. Let's go into our consistency DT. This is also one of the last pure aim maps left in this pool. There's a little bit of tapping in this, but it is a decent amount of 240 BPM aim. And this is what they're feeling, and I can vibe with it. I can agree with it. Also above AR 10 at AR 10.1, but 10.1 is close enough to 10 that it doesn't feel that impactful. I was going to say that it doesn't feel as impactful as 10.3, but that's obvious, you know. We see Vendi coming back in. Let's Milo Penguin, I'm hoping, stays from Malaysia. But interestingly, not seeing Duo X for a map like this. Maybe not feeling as good on just the raw aim versus the cursor control required for the DT3. Or maybe he's just practicing the map. I know a lot of tournament players love doing that. And yeah, Duo X coming back in. So we see the exact same rosters from last map, except I believe Vendi Service coming in. And Nevs, I believe, coming in as well. Replacing Akemi. Yeah, replacing Akemi and Daro. Yeah, that's right. Sorry, I had to my brain took a minute to get into there. Is that a real break from Blitz? Regardless, we'll get some time. It is very, very early. We are getting into this farmable aim burst DT map. I see Milo Penguin missing early. I didn't even catch that. Iron combo not going to be super impactful, but that Bloodsmith will be very impactful. We are about a sixth of the way through the map, and that will cap the score at least a little bit. Not something you want to see if you're in Malaysia, but still very, very comebackable from. That would require a Chilean miss, which we will see. Nevs traded by Blitz, but again, Blitz already missed. So we see 3 FCs versus 3 basically FCs. That will give Chile a little bit of lead, especially considering accuracy differences. Paxi at 99, Lasse at 98.7, and Sifs at 99 versus the 94, 98, 95% axe on Malaysian side will give a good amount of score difference to Chile early here. All it takes is one break for this to slide into another direction, especially when we get towards this halfway point. And Paxe will be the one to miss. Chile 2 FCs to Malaysia's 3, but they do have the 200k score banked. Milo Penguin will trade, which will cut the bleeding just for now. The Bloodsmith will not be super impactful, but definitely will add up near the end. He did have 500 combo, meaning this was all on Duo X and Bendy service to FC to even give Malaysia a chance, hoping that Laxe and Sifs will break a little bit, but they will not be the ones breaking. Bendy will be the ones breaking. And unfortunately, 3/4 of the way through this map, we are going to need to see Sifs and Lasse both missing. And Duo X missing on absolutely nothing right before the break basically seals this match. Now we are just looking in anticipation to see if Lasse and Sifs will bring out the double FC for Chile to really put a exclamation point on this match. And not even between them two, Nevs actually really had a good supporting combo here too. Gonna break maybe even a 4-digit combo near the end of this map. And that'll be 2 FCs on Chile. There's been some maps in this match that they have shown incredible team scores on. This map, no different. And that'll be our match for today. Chile winning 6-1 against Malaysia. And of course, we had to hear the Basara coming out. Wait, this is... I apologize. This is a losers bracket match. So unfortunately, we will say goodbye to Malaysia and losers quarterfinals. And Chile will move on to face the winner of Australia-Peru, which will happen sometime on Sunday. And with that, I believe we are going to sign off now. Appreciate you guys for tuning in and watching. Appreciate these two teams for really showing it. They're all this match. It takes a lot of mental fortitude to not give up, to go down like 5-0, 4-0, and still give it their all. GG, well played to both teams. Excited to see Chile, see how far they can go through their losers bracket. I believe that is it for me. I've been New, your caster today. Streamers Rob and referee Discord. And I believe that's it. Hope to see you guys more this weekend for some more amazing matches. Peace.